CNN ain't see none of my friends. Swag gave me the blues, they never walked in my shoes. They want us living in fear, it ain't what I'm trying to hear. Switched it over to Fox, kept clicking, I barely stopped. New guest on NBC, no one that represent me, so I got tired of waiting. Sit master debate, give me some headlines, it must be past bedtime. Sleeping on me still like I ain't vitamin D for real. Rep your city, play devil's advocate. Wayne Brady gon' have to smack a bit. Tell me something good, a recipe for success. Give me some timeline, chop session and flight deck. Hey, P, what's next? Beat it and then I deal. Fucking don't even kiss.
As I sit here on the flight deck on a lovely Monday night, finally filming on a normal show time, I think about what Rachel Dolezal, a grapefruit, and Nora Loom all have in common. And if you're asking yourself, who the fuck is Nora Loom? Then you might be feeling something like me. And whenever I'm confused, I always hit up my nigga PHTIV, aka Chef Boyardee, aka why am I speaking when you can hear that thing straight from the horses? P, you feel what I'm saying? Cow shit.
You're in love with somebody else.
P. Henry Trotter the Fourth, aka Home Run Trot, aka Casino P, aka Mr. Long P, aka God damn, it's been a minute since recording this slot. It's been a hot fucking minute since we recorded this slot, man.
Damn. I almost ran through some nicknames I'm saving for later in the show and played myself. That's why I got caught up in the air like that. I was like, oh no, don't say that. What's up, man?
Man, we out here. We back at it, man. We dealing with this damn the dog moved the camera again.
That's funny as shit.
Man, he be wilding. But we back, man. We back in the saddle, man. You know, it's your boy.
Yeah, you slanted like fuck. I ain't noticed it till you said it, but that shit went juke.
Dead ass. Hold on.
It's gonna bother you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. While my dog fix it, infrastructure, you know what I mean? One-man show, two-man show. Two-man show hell on town about, man. Y'all see the new aesthetic, you know what I mean? We bad boys out here, bad boys for life, gang, all that shit. And this here, episode 23 of Gimme Some Headlines, man. And not to bury the lead, the thing that Rachel Dolezal, a grapefruit, and the amazing Miss Nora Loom all have in common is we thought you were something else. That's why we got smoked with you. Rachel Dolezal, you was out here blackfishing. You was pretending to be a black woman. And you can say that you didn't explicitly say this or explicitly say that, but you definitely know what you were doing and what you were portraying yourself to be. And beyond all of the good you did, we have no issues with your work. We have no issues with the love you have for our people. We have no issues with you choosing a career where you dedicate yourself to bettering African-American causes. That is obvious, Miss Dolezal. The issue we had with you was we thought you was black. Hey, grapefruits. All citrus fruits are tangy. Hey, grapefruits. All citrus fruits make you go. You can get an orange that make you do that. We hate you because we thought you were an orange. That's why we hate you, grapefruit. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Who you fooling? Bitch ass nigga. Every kid had the that ain't an orange moment. That's why we hate you, grapefruit, and we never look back. We know a lime ain't a lemon, and we love both of them. They don't taste too much different than a goddamn grapefruit. Tell me I'm bullshit. We hate that grapefruit because we thought that shit was an orange. And that brings me to Miss Nora Loom, who we thought was Awkwafina. And the issue around the conversation of what they are calling a black scent, and white people are trying to remix and call a street accent, because we all know through colonization, they feel it's their right to rename whatever the fuck they want to. Define street for me. Like when you go in Macy's and you see the section where it says streetwear, who is that clothing section mimicking? When you see urban apparel, who is that style mimicking? So fuck your street accent or whatever you try. She grew up in Harlem. That is the dialect of the neighborhood she's from. Bitch, read a book, read a paper, read anything about Harlem and what has happened to Harlem from June 2nd, 1988 to September 2021. Whole lot of goddamn gentrification. And if you're going to justify her being in Harlem in her maturation process as what make the blacks in okay, I see your bullshit and answer with gentrification. Fuck you. I throw it to UP. Not fuck Awkwafina, because I don't have an issue with her. I don't have an issue with her using the accent as a part of her characters in films. I say grapefruit Rachel Dolezal because the only issue with either is we thought you was something else. And if she tries to act as if she didn't portray herself as if that's how she really talked, because in her inception, in her rise to stardom, everyone was like, the fuck is this shit? And she portrayed it to be who she really was. And that's why everyone embraced her, us included. So when the Crazy Rich Asians moment happens and it's a glass breaking moment, like, whoa, what the fuck? Is she doing a character? Is this like when we heard Colin Farrell be Irish for the first time? Or we found out old girl was from Australia, from Wolf of Wall Street? You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, no. The black accent was the fake one. The one she did nonstop for all of the time you've known her. That's the thing that's not real. You motherfucking grapefruit. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? So I tossed it to you for your thoughts on it.
Rename.
And is that an accurate metaphor for the situation?
I think it is. But the situation is, when you called it what it is, which is gentrification, it is rename, then we claim. Not even reclaim, because it was never theirs, but it's rename, then we claim. So we'll call it something different so we can say that we never took it from you in the first place. And this is something we had ownership over the entire time.
Niggas acting like people from Harlem talk like that in the 1600s. And niggas just happened to be there for a little while. Yeah. That's the Harlem accent. What you talking about?
Right.
Okay.
Why do you call it the Harlem accent? Who was in Harlem before anybody else? Why do you like?
You think of Awkwafina or Cameron and Mace?
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. When you hear Harlem, do you think Awkwafina or do you think Cameron, Mace, and the Hustlers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's she
bro, when you think Chicago,
she's one of many people. She's one of many to do
this shit crazy, bro.
Like, it is historically what people do is they befriend you, and then they use you to get to where they want to go, and then
to give her a cooler reference, it's drill music of today. It's drill music. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's really cool that everybody around the world has attached to this thing that these young boys out of the Chi, the young boys out of New York really took to another level. But if you translate any of the shit you hear, they are just saying the stuff that these young niggas in Chicago saying in their songs. They're using the same lyrics, the same cadence, the same flow, the same beat structure, the same hi-hat, the same triplet pattern, the same offbeat rapping on the third, the same fucking everything. And it is grown man kids bop of Chicago and New York drill rap. Now imagine if the world didn't do these niggas like they did the Shop Boys with rock and roll and hip hop, and instead of bastardizing their motherfucking music, they just went to them for their music. They would be like, even if this shit didn't last for 20 years, if it lasted for 5 years, a decade, they would be the Michael Jackson and Prince of drill music. Instead of 5-year-old Foreign and them having one of the biggest drill songs of last year. You feel what I'm saying? English girl named Adiola. That was one of the biggest fucking drill songs of last year. Imagine if everybody would have just went and listened to the shit that the young boyfriend Shy had made. You feel what I'm saying? Imagine if King Von and all them niggas got all of the attention from drill music. To this day, if I make a song where I screw something up, I refuse to chop it because I feel like that's an honor a Houston legend bestow upon you. So I write a love letter to the city of Houston through screwed up music and slowed down music, but I will never chop and slop my shit myself. I feel like that's masturbation. I never give myself that honor. Somebody out of Houston got to fuck with me and fall in love with some and be like, boy, who you think you is? Okay, I see what you're doing over there, young nigga, and come bless me with that love. You feel me? Yeah. So that cultural appropriation, I feel like that shit deliberate. If you love something enough to understand it, you know where the disrespect come in. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's 2021. Imagine walking into someone who is a traditional Asian family and them having to tell you to take your fucking shoes off. Imagine somebody having to tell you that in 2021. You're like, who the fuck raised this nigga? You don't know to take your shoe? Like, that's 101. You know what I'm saying? So, impersonating something you do not sound like and carrying yourself as if that's who you really are, during a decade span of time where identity and ownership over one's image and truly being able to be yourself becomes a war that the youth fight against the world, to be faking who the fuck you are through that whole decade, gotta call a grapefruit. You know what I'm saying? You're not a fucking orange. So if people... Fuck your Oscar. That's just how we feel about it. Fuck your notoriety. You are an amazing actress, and you proved it by fooling us.
Right.
You are an amazing actress. Can't contest shit about that statement. You got me.
You already earned your Oscar pretending you were something that you were not. Yeah, hey.
X marks the spot. Pop goes the weasel.
Man. Can I give you some headlines?
Please do. Give me some headlines.
Man, so it's that time again. It's football time. We hit you with a special edition of Gimme Some Headlines last week. It was all fantasy football draft, man. I think we haven't gotten we won the first week. We don't know how we came out in the second week, but it's a religion that we have here in this country, man. What we call football. And week 1 and most of week 2 is in the books. We just got the Monday night at this recording. We got the Monday night football game going on. We have the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers fighting it out right now. But weeks 1 and 2, I want to give you a few headlines, man, that have to do with with some things that have transpired thus far. So I'm gonna hit you with these guys. The first headline is,
Can I interject, bro?
Yeah.
I know I be derailing, bro, but I just read that flight deck segment back in my head, and I was like, "Ooh, goddamn! Thank God I got that insurance against slander and libel and all that shit." Cause with the recent laws and everything, you can't really say what the fuck you want to by certain other cultures, even though you can still do whatever the fuck you want to with Black culture, even pretend. And you like, if I chose to, because I was born off of Buford Highway, talk with a heavy, thick Mexican accent because I grew up around all Latino people, you know what I'm saying? People would call me out on that, and I wouldn't get to do that for a decade and then just start talking like I normally talk, and it'd be a bunch of folks defending me. Like, I couldn't do that. So for me to have, like, I spoke that segment back through in my head, and I was like, I forgot that there was a crime bill to protect a whole community of people who had been dealing with stuff for just a little while. And I'm like, ooh, okay, so yeah, the broker community or the power broker community has made that a protected asset. Don't want to be fucking with them. Yeah, you know I mean, I'm going to cut this little piece out, but thank you for letting me say this to you. And I'm going to look at the time. All right, boom. Action.
I got a comment I want to make. I'll put myself in the fire. If I lived, I live in Houston. If I grew up in Houston and lived in Chinatown, and if I started talking like I grew up in Beijing, how would that be received? You think it would be received very well if I talked like I was from China?
My Puerto Rican partner hate that I refuse to speak Spanish without trying to do it with a Spanish accent. He said, say that shit how you would in English. I was like, escribiendo, my nigga, for real? When you ask me what I'm doing, you want me to say escribiendo. He said, I don't want you to say escribiendo like we on a fucking telenovela. I don't want that. And I was like, fair enough.
Right.
There's a middle ground.
But we have to take it whenever people say, well, she grew up in hard. Like you said.
It's because everybody else get to determine it for us. We don't have ownership over it. It's the identity deeds that I was talking to you about in the social contract a while back. It's certain communities who don't have their identity deeds. They have been leased somehow because the rest of the world wants to monetize it. Yeah. Like, just to get off of this subject with something I know you ain't gonna have a comeback for, name one time anyone has ever complained about Channing Tatum having his ass out and being spanked by Danny McBride and the male heterosexual objectification. What about Joe Manganiello slanging his thing around in that XXL movie, whatever the fuck that shit is? The Magic Mike, that's the name. Anybody complain about that movie?
Nah.
Not at all. J-Lo go do Hustlers. It's literally 2 fucking scenes where she's stripping in it. Motherfuckers protested that movie. While me and my dog rolled up, a Selm went to the drive-in and threw ones at the windshield. We had a good ass time, you heard me? Thumping subs going in the motherfucking whip. We saw Hustlers at the drive-in, throwing ones at the motherfucker. Get it, J-Lo. Here you talking about. Real niggas doing real things. Here you be. You know what I'm saying? But we'll say that for next segment. Yeah, me. Talk to me, bro. Give me some headline.
Yes, sir, man. Week 1 and 2, NFL headlines. First headline, a tale of two Lamars. Second headline, Tyrann Mathieu is feeling better. Third headline, Gronk looking ageless.
Let's go. I like the sound of a tale of two Lamars, just because I'd rather talk about him than the other two.
That's a bet.
I kicked my camera. I ain't even got no doubt.
This is from NFL.
You the dog, motherfucker.
That story is from NFL.com. A tale of two Lamars. Lamar Jackson's start on Sunday was a dubious one. His 2 interceptions in the first quarter matched 2 fumbles he lost the previous week in a loss to the Raiders. But Jackson on this night was not to be denied, and the finish was a glorious one. Despite his best efforts gone awry early, Jackson rallied his squad for about as important a week 2 win as one can have. For the first time, Jackson led the Ravens past Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, accounting for 3 total touchdowns, all in the second half. For the 4th time, Jackson had more than 200 yards passing and 100 yards rushing in a game. Had things gone the other way, it would have been an 0-2 start for the Ravens and another loss to the reigning AFC champs. Jackson and co-rebounded from a shaky start, went for the win, and got it, as evidenced by Jackson's game-clinching 4th down conversion on a 2-yard sneak to seal the victory. A long time coming. Were you able to catch Sunday Night Football?
You know it, man. I got a whole Instagram story about some dumb shit that went on because of Sunday Night Football. You seen that shit?
I haven't seen it yet. I ain't even seen no social media today.
It's a remix to a Stewie Griffin episode. Griffin, a Family Guy episode where they be singing, "I want to have intercourse with you."
Oh, I did see that joint.
Relations. I was like, don't call me during Sunday Night Football unless this the topic of conversation. Shout it.
I did.
Lamar, like, I don't think motherfucker understand, like, I don't care how important what you think your call is about. When the Chiefs are playing the Ravens, there is not a fucking moment of the football game other than a punt or a kickoff where either Lamar Jackson or Patty Mahomes don't have a fucking football touching their hands every fucking play. Ain't no time to talk. And I picked up, you feel me? You had the nerve to give me attitude because I wasn't listening. Without a brick wall, you can't even practice tennis. Nah, I wasn't hitting the ball back, but at least I was a sounding board for that shit to bounce off of. I could have let you bounce that shit off the voicemail and not listen to that shit to tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying? And not have listened to it for real when I played it then either. But
can I give you my
hell yeah, I caught the game. My bad, go ahead.
Nah,
I ain't catch a minute of that conversation though.
My whole takeaway from that spiel is Shawty did not call to give you them yams.
If she did, it wasn't the results of the conversation because of the honesty she received.
Oh man.
It was one of them situations where I was in a great mood and she was not. And oftentimes the equal and opposite of that, the way balance is created, you know what I'm saying, through those laws of energy is at the end of it, she feel a lot better, but I'm no longer feeling the way I felt when I got that call. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I'm not willing to make that transaction, I'm honest with myself and I'm honest with her. Anybody that is. Just like when we talk about, you know what I'm saying, I hit you up like, bro, I got some crazy shit on my heart, bro. Can I unburden myself, but I got to get this shit out of my mind, or I might do this shit. Bring this shit into A. Like, but go ahead, fire it off, man. I'm out here sitting here with a nice little Monte Cristo puppy butt running around. I got some time. I just got through doing my meditation. I be like, boy, let me tell you about this, big man. And then I go on my rant, you feel me? Yeah. And it was a situation where she hit a nigga and I was like, bro, it ain't a good time. Like, you know, it'll be like somebody will hit you up and ask you what you doing. And then they make the determination as to whether or not you busy or whether or not you available to talk. Hey, what you doing? Shit, I'm sitting out here on the porch. All right, bro. So let me tell you about that bullshit that went on at work. Be like, nah, nigga, I holler at you. You ain't asked me if I was free to talk. You asked me what I was doing. You know what I mean? This is what I am doing. You feel me? And it was one of them situations. What you doing? Watching Sunday Night Football. And I ain't say shit. And then the next thing I got that was a response was, nigga, are you listening? And I'm like, nah. And then it was more stuff, and then more Patty Mahomes and more Lamar Jackson. You feel me? That's how I feel about it, bro. I'm too. My grandma told me, bro, tell the truth. You can forget what you say if you tell the truth, cause that shit the same every time. She will never ask me about some shit she said yesterday, and I have to act like I heard it. You feel?
Right.
I never have to play like I heard that shit because she know I wasn't listening.
You ain't got to give it that's crazy.
You heard me? I was reading Harbaugh lips when he asked Lamar.
You want to go?
Hey, nigga. You trying to go for this shit, nigga? What the business is? You feel me? I already
trying to win. We trying to win.
You feel what I'm saying? I was already imagining the Tony Baker voiceovers. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, you talking about? Did you catch it? You catch the game, or you catch the highlights?
I
did you have any obstacles to you enjoying the game like I did?
Work. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched that shit. I watched every game. Every game I watched yesterday, I watched on my phone. Man, I was doing real estate. I was doing real estate courses all day. Yeah. I watched every single game I watched yesterday on my phone.
Bro, you got to learn about get your internet and then get your biddy. And then hit your right click, tile window to left of screen, and then click on your other shit. And then you got your video right next to what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying?
I tried to keep it minimized because I didn't want to, I needed my concentration to be where it was.
See, my logic on that is it has a bar down the middle, and then you click that bitch and drag it to where the video's small, and then your work is taken up, and then you don't have to break your field of vision. You see what I'm saying?
Oh no, I was on the work computer, so I don't want to put no entertainment shit on the work computer.
Okay, I thought you was on the Apple. You know what I'm saying? Nah. You just throw it on the TV. You peep what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, I wasn't on that guy.
I'm sure your neck was hurting like a motherfucker. You was watching them on your phone. How your neck feeling?
Nigga
fuck around, go to sleep. Nigga, nothing but your spine be touching the pillow till about 2:00, and that bitch finally go, don't turn 30, y'all.
I'm telling you.
Pac and them had it figured out. Now I'm talking shit.
If you already that, go back.
Man, make you some good music and go ahead and get assassinated, man. That's where it's at.
Oh man, Square Beat. Speaking of seeing shit on the motherfucking tube, man, what you watching, man?
Just to wrap that up, man, that game was good as fuck, and Lamar Jackson had the exact same amount of production as Patty Mahomes, so I don't want to hear the criticism about how he get it done. The man get it the fuck done, man. And
that's a crazy argument. It's like it's a cat I used to work with. He used to always say it's more than one way to skin a cat. And because, yeah, man, like Lamar keep winning ball games. And I hope he win. I kind of want Baltimore to win a Super Bowl. With one, they got 13 cats on the IR. The Kansas City Chiefs had one. And then I want to hear everybody, I want him to win it the way he would win it. So if he in the Super Bowl, Lamar got 214 rushing yards and 148 passing yards and 5 total touchdowns. Like, it's gonna make them shut because you can't win like that. Like, that's the narrative, is you can't win like that. Like, you got to be a pocket passer. And so for him to, like, I want to see Tom Brady get back. Like I know I picked the Cleveland Browns to win the.
Oh, I definitely want Lamar to win one, but I want my picks to be right this year. So this year ain't his year. Fuck him. I want him to have a good time and be entertaining and get to watch him deep into the season. But he can't win the Super Bowl for my pick to be right. So sucks for him. Goddamn, he got a lot more time. Fuck him. But on that note, 1, 2, 3, G. Give me some TV.
Yeah, it's TV. What you watching, man? What you been catching on the tube as of late?
Shit, me, man.
Outside of Lamar Jackson and good football.
I'm a binge watcher. You feel what I'm saying? And it ain't even I fall in love with something. It's just similar to why I'm not what they would call a whoremonger, because I don't really have the patience or energy to entertain a bunch of different females, to be honest with you, because I don't got the energy to give a fuck a lot of the time of the day. You feel what I'm saying? Like you wake up, shit, shave, shower, and do your eating. About 5 hours of your day gone with cooking and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Then you work that 8 hours, that 13 hours. You sleep for 8 that 21. You got 3 hours to do chilling. And you got to give a fuck for part of that. And I'm going to be running around chasing multiple hoes. Not I said the cat. So anyway, when I be watching TV, bro, I pick a TV show and just watch that bitch. So for the past 3 weeks, I haven't watched shit else. Said all that to say, Stargate SG-1. That shit is a monster, bruh. And because I had that crazy ass intro, I need y'all to know the show has that crazy of a concept and plot. And I won't even get into that before I say, brother, what have you been watching other than the Emmy Award winning Ted Lasso from a couple of episodes ago? You on some new shit, or you still on the cruise shit?
I'm still on that shit. Like I definitely, this past episode was a wild episode. It was unexpected, and it's gotten a lot of feedback from people. But I'm on some new shit, man.
Weigh in on the controversy real quick. Give me a tangent like my crazy shit. Don't explain nothing. Just talk about it. Don't give me no context. Just be a fan of the shit. Talk to your community.
I loved it, man. People hated it. I loved it. Like it was a character who doesn't get a lot of camera time. Like he's really good in small doses, and he's been great throughout the entire season. Like per episode, he one of the most important characters, but per episode, he may be on camera 2 to 3 minutes. And then he just there most of the time, and then he give you a couple of comments like here and there, but it always drives the narrative forward. And like this past episode the entire episode was about him. And there's never been an entire episode about any one character. And this entire episode was following like where his life is. And so it was the episode, like it was super strange, man. But like, it was out of the norm, but I really liked it because it seemed like it was a risk. And I like where it landed. Like I really enjoyed it because I was like, oh, they're not gonna go to any other storylines. And so that was the thing, is like you get into that monotony of like, and it's not even monotonous, but like you get into the flow of a show and like how it goes, and it jumps from one storyline to the next. So like you expect it to do one thing, and it followed this motherfucker for 40 minutes straight. And so it was and then because his character, like he got a lot of baggage. Like of all the characters, he might have the most baggage, and you don't have any of his backstory, but you just know he a fucking loon. And this story like contributed to that.
Is this an X-rated type comedy? Do they make use of not being censored and shit? Because they talk about it like it's sunshine and rainbows and lollipops out your ass type of comedy. It's so irreverent. I hate hearing that word when it comes to comedy. I'd be like, okay, if it sounds like reverend, you can keep it when it comes to my yucks. You feel me? Not that I need raunchy comedy. I just don't need comedy that advertises itself as safe or clean?
I don't think it's safe at all. I just think they doing some interesting shit that we haven't seen in TV. I'll say that. Like, I haven't seen it in TV in a while. Like, it paints itself early on as like this is a family. Like, he's this well-to-do coach who's always super fucking positive, but then you realize like it's a facade. And like it's some dark shit that had happened in this motherfucking life. And they spend like the entire season like painting him as like this jolly motherfucker who always happy. And then some crazy shit happened. You're like, oh, I didn't know he had this side to him. And then some other shit happened. You're like, whoa, I didn't know he would even take it this far. So and I think it's only gonna continue to go like down that, like people put on, like they give you the work them. And like the work, like people say, like when I'm at work, I'll be saying shit.
You're representative, awesome. In the early stages of a relationship.
Exactly. You mean this best representative, and it's who he is. It's who he wants to be, but he's also a more complex person than he puts on. Or you the layers start to peel back. So, like, the character development in this show has been one of the best that I've seen.
I tricked you good. I made you do a whole ounce on Ted Lasso. What you watching currently? You feel what I'm saying? I tricked you good. So, what you watching now, my G?
Man. Currently, man, I'm watching High on the Hog, bro.
High on the Hog? Explain the title. Man. What that is?
High on the Hog is a saying that used to happen back in not used to happen, but I'm sure it still get said today, even though you shouldn't be eating that hog. I'm just fucking with you. Eat what you want to eat. Life is short.
Dick or a dog is High on the Hog.
It is.
He said, "Now he say all that."
Well, we got all like during the slave times. We got like the scraps and shit of most of the animals and most of the we got the things that weren't valuable to give us our sustenance. So High on the Hog is it's the precursor to the itis. It is the high before the fall, I guess you could say. And the show is about how Black and African American cuisine has shaped this country's cuisine, which it is this country's cuisine. Like, this country is not like Black cooking is like, we did the fucking cooking when we got here. Like, white people didn't cook for themselves. And if they did, they was unseasoned and shit. And like, that's why we had to learn how to season shit, is because we were given the dregs of cuts of meat. And
you can just read in his Southern cookbook. It's a bad version of soul food. Instead of mac and cheese, you got macaroni casserole and shit like that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And they also talk about mac and cheese and how a Black man made it famous for cooking it for a president. The first two celebrity chefs were Black men. Shout out to the Posey family and shout out to the Hemmings family.
The realest shit I ever seen is that meme about if your mac and cheese don't sound like this, and then it's fucking. I remember the first, it wasn't even a cookout, it was a white meal. It just was a bunch of people there. You know what I'm saying? They definitely wasn't cooking outside of barbecuing, but we ate outside, you know what I mean? And I kept asking where the mac and cheese was, because niggas was ranting about the mac and cheese. And I had seen plates, but I was sure I hadn't seen mac and cheese. And I finally got the mac and cheese, and everybody wanted to see my reaction because I had been talking about it all day. You feel what I'm saying? And as a nigga who lactose intolerant, like, as a young nigga, I got jaded. And when I say I never risked my guts for some mac and cheese that wasn't gonna be worth being fucked up, like, come at me, bro. Come at me with some bullshit mac and cheese. With what I'm gonna feel like later, I dare you serve me some mac and cheese that ain't smacking. I never forget your ass. You feel me? High on the hog. What else they talking about other than pork, man? Tell me they got some good shit going on. What kept you there? Because I know the pork ain't bring you.
Yeah. So it started off and they in Benin, Africa, man, and they like go
Benin.
Benin.
What country that is?
Benin is the country.
I ain't never heard of that. Damn.
Yeah, that's where the slave trade began.
Professor Dunn would be disgusted.
Yeah, that's what. So the slave trade to America began in Benin. So that's why.
Because the way he'd have said that shit is, as we all know, Benin.
As we all know.
And then he'd have just moved the fuck on. I'd have been like, nigga, who?
We all know Benin.
What that is? That's a country, a state,
like
a
come back, bro.
that I ain't heard of. What
Liberia, nigga, come back. You can't give us Benin and then just move on. You from Liberia.
That nigga be moving foul, bruh. As we all know, the conflict in the Congo. Hey.
As we all know.
Like he just told a meanest inside joke. And I was like, what happened in the Congo, y'all? It be sitting there to me like, nigga, you wonder why I bring a laptop? It's because I'm Googling all fucking class. I don't know what's going on, nigga. Shut up. I can't hear.
He was a great professor, but he always thought you knew. Like he like this is why you in front of the class, bro. And we sitting here. Like we didn't come in here with this knowledge. We need you to.
It was the most loving and humble, naive brag flicks, as we all know. Who is this we this nigga keep talking about? Because I'm looking at that nigga. He not in the we. I'm not in the we.
It was all
exactly. We three, me, C, and Master P. That's all the fucking just me. That's it.
I bet it. But yeah, man, they start that thing off in Benin. They give you the cuisine there, like the culture, the food culture in Benin. They go to like these different places. They meet some incredible woman chef. Oh, I'm sorry, she's a food blogger. She came to the States for her. She came.
Why you ain't just say chef? Why she got to be a woman, kid?
Because she's a super dynamic. She was a woman. Like it was her friend was a chef. She's a food blogger. She took the host of the show to her friend's restaurant. And
I just want you to be ready. It's 2021. People gonna do that shit to you, so I just want you to be ready. I didn't really feel that way.
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You give a fuck about Stargate at all? You gonna ask me about that?
I am. Yeah.
I was waiting for you to ask me about it. I just kept asking you stuff until you asked me about it. But yeah, man, that show is what he described, and they be doing the type of shit he was talking about. But Stargate SG-1, to give you a little bit of TV, it just happened to be one of the craziest fucking concepts for a television show you ever heard of. And as your boy Tabula Rasa, Big Tabby, I just simply request that you take blank sheet of paper theory in your heart when I tell you the concept of this show. A secret military team, SG-1, is formed to explore other planets through the recently discovered stargates. General Hammond summons Colonel Jack O'Neill out of retirement. We need you to come out of retirement, Jack. God damn it, General, I'm retired. Just one last mission. All right. And that was the movie that came out in the 80s. A couple of years later, here come the motherfucking TV show that I got addicted to as a kid that just came back and hit Netflix, bro. And to jump off the traditional reading of the description and tell you about the show, man, the team is made up of traditional characters. You got your badass, hard-headed leader of the group who just happens to not deal well with authority. So he clashes with his general, but his general love him. And he clashed with all of the leaders of all of the worlds they travel to. And this motherfucker just happens to be the star from MacGyver. The nigga who would make a bomb out of toothpaste and then blow up some shit to get away. That MacGruber was making fun of, that funny ass shit. Like, this is the MacGyver nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Who is Colonel Jack O'Neill. Then you got the female scientist who's a brilliant mind and like would have been doing research and doctoral fucking dissertations and on all this other kind of shit, but she joined the military, so she using it to create crazy nuclear reactors and energy fucking sources and figuring out how to fucking DHD, that's the dial home device, which is how they activate the stargates from other worlds. But to use the one they found on Earth, they had to build a supercomputer to search for combinations or what would be called phone numbers, because it was 7 codes or I'm going into too much detail as like this some real shit. The whole point of the thing is Shawty a bad motherfucker on that shit. And then you got the goody two shoes guy who's the archaeologist and anthropologist who just is there for the research of it. You feel what I'm saying? And he's super moral and he judge every culture they come in contact with and try to change everybody they deal with to doing things how he think they should be done type shit. Fall in love quick as fuck, like the nigga you hate. You feel what I'm saying? Daniel Jackson. He even got that name, DJ. Fuck that dude, right? You know what I mean? And then, bruh, the black guy, a goddamn alien. He is a Jaffa, which is a race of people who hold Guaul symbiotes, which is the larval or baby form of a parasite that has been ruling this galaxy for several millennia by taking people from Earth and colonizing other worlds with them and convincing them that they are their gods, and then kidnapping people and using them to hold their Gould parasite. The Gould exists as a parasite and uses the human as a host. They enter through different openings or incisions that they make in the upper neck region, either in the front, back, or through the mouth, so that you don't see the scar if they want to be covert. But the Jaffa carry the symbiotes, the children, through an implantation process in the stomach. And this is the only part of the show where you see melanated people. But it's black and white Jaffa throughout the universe. This is the army that the Gould ruled with. This is the power of the Guaul, the Jaffa. And Teal'c is the Jaffa who is the first prime of Apophis. And all of the like head or system leaders of the fucking Guaul are either Greek gods or Egyptian gods. And they go through just whacking these niggas, bro. They go get Apophis. They go get Baal. They go get motherfucking they didn't get Osiris. Osiris was originally in a male host, but after some shit popped off, to get away, it had to take a female host. So Osiris is actually existing in a female host. The way they tell the story is so fucking crazy, bro. The show fantastic. Long story short, they create a whole universe and then get lost in that shit with no commercials. Like, if you watch it now, you'll understand how in the 90s I'd have got addicted to this shit and waited every week for a new episode of this shit to come on. Because they wouldn't miss a week. Every season got like 24, 25 episodes. So when it started coming on in the fall, you got that shit until the summer. You know what I'm saying? This shit was fire for a decade. And I'm flying back through that shit on Netflix. And the reason I referenced that tabula rasa shit is because one of the episodes in season 5, they literally have a nigga on the television show whose life they saved, create a television show that is exactly like Stargate SG-1, and it's called Wormhole Extreme. And when the government agency comes to tell SG-1 about it, the first thing Jack O'Neill says is, why the fuck would y'all let him do this? What if people start to find out about the Stargate? He was like, that's the whole point. Because we're getting out ahead of it, we can just reference them as a crazy crackpot conspiracy theorist and say they're thinking about Wormhole Extreme. I'm like, well, why the fuck are y'all making Stargate SG-1? Like, it made me so fucking mad to see that episode. You feel what I'm saying? How do you put that in season 5 of this show? 1 year after y'all moved to sci-fi, because it was on a big major network that everybody got for free. And this episode was the season premiere when they moved to sci-fi. And they were on a cable channel you had to pay for. I'm like, y'all niggas not slick. You feel what I'm saying? It was the season fucking premiere, bruh. Open disclosure is putting the shit in your face and not telling you this is what it is, but saying I've told you, so it's okay to do this. Like, open disclosure is some real tricky shit, but the show fire as fuck just accepting it as fiction. But the hint of Easter eggs that this shit could be some real shit make it some. If you watch Sober, is fire. If you watch High, is fire. If you watch that shit on some psychedelics, that shit at afternoon. Watch that shit at night on some psychedelics with the TV on a low light, because if it's high light, it's gonna fuck you up. Because it's wormhole, space travel, fucking blasters, and all kind of bullshit. But like, watch that shit on low light at night with the lights off. That shit fire, bruh. You get wrapped up in it. Damn, I talked about that shit for a minute. And that's what you're not asking me a question about it. You probably made a good decision on that, man.
You went on a whole tangent on that shit.
I ain't gonna edit a word of that shit neither. I'm gonna make the
all the characters, every last one of these fucking characters I know about them.
You gotta check that shit out there. Who they mama them? Fuck you, man.
What they like at the bodega? What they like on their pizza?
Hey, bro, when I see some shit, that I guess even if it's viral, that shit gets stuck in my head as how the thing is. And that nigga Drewski had this shit where he was like, been in New York for 1 week, and I can't stop saying this shit, just to go to the bodega. And he kept doing that shit. Now, I've been to New York, I don't know how many times. I'm older than this nigga. I done heard bodega 1,000 times. I cannot hear the word bodega without thinking about this nigga, that stupid ass clip of him making that face. You said bodega, and the first thought that came to my mind was, hey man, you heard that nigga Drewski going on the tour with the boy J. Cole?
Nah.
Yeah, man, he been working on the stand-up set. He gonna do a whole set and everything. He gonna be hosting the whatever the name of that nigga album tour is.
Ideas, bro. Because that was what we. That's crazy. Oh man.
That's all good. We still bring the barber star out with us. He gonna come pop shit when we fill that arena up, man.
Yeah.
Just bring the fam that built you, goddamn. We good.
That's true. That's true.
I remember we were throwing the Mayweather party, goddamn, out in the sticks on some acres, nigga, none but bitches, brews, and the motherfucking bros, man. And he came out and showed love. Like, he dead ass had an invitation to the boy Jones. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna say his moniker. He went to the boy Jones fight party. You know who I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And he came out to our shit instead, bro, and fuck with him. I think you was out in Houston, Wayne.
Yeah, I had moved by.
Yeah, you had to be if we was out there in the sticks. But yeah, bro came out there. He was supposed to dip out and go, but when he came out and felt the value, like, fuck it, bro. We just gonna, this what we doing. This the move. And I was like, bet, man. Nigga Nick Beasy on the way from Athens with some bitches right now. That nigga showed up with us. I said, well, you drove here in the coupe. He said, nah, she got an SUV. Cause he knew what I mean. I was like, how you fit this many in the Chevy? What you doing? Like, he like, man, you know how I do? I said, no, I don't. This ain't how you move that Sawani. You feel me?
Not, yeah. Like
that nigga was covert with it.
Like,
he is though. He got that energy. He got that ability. You feel me?
I'm saying, yeah. Like this, he wasn't.
And it was a
school.
He wasn't. But not well. He wasn't pulling up with 6 on. And when you ask him which one you, bruh, he go, and I'm like, dead ass? He was like, dead ass. I said, now, you know you just brought him to my crib, so it won't get lost now. Don't trip. He like, all right, bro, that shit in the past. We ain't gonna keep talking about that shit. Now, like, oh, whoa, bro, you at my crib now. I'm tooled up in this bit. You don't want no smoke. We had a good ass conversation in the kitchen. We got drunk and fuck that night. It was the Mayweather, what the little Spanish homie, who he had they say he sucker punch. Nah, that was a good fight. This one had the controversy where he hit him with the little bop after he bit him or headbutted him or some shit.
Oh, I can't remember.
You saw that fight because we talked about it, bro.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He got a crazy name.
Triple
Ortiz?
G?
No, Ortiz. Janelle, Cornell. Victor Ortiz. It was a Mayweather Ortiz. It might not be Victor, but it was Mayweather
That's
Ortiz.
A crazy name. I'm about to say that. Victor Ortiz is a crazy name.
I don't know, bro.
Victor Ortiz is a crazy name. That is Vic.
Oh yeah, that's it. Cause he getting smacked up. Why I googled this shit and the fucking thing that popped up is the punch. You see that shit? He served that nigga fucking what they call it?
2-piece.
You see the sweat on this shit.
With the yam. That's the thing about boxing, boy. When you get punched and they slow that shit down, like all that sweat on your face, it look worse than what it be sometimes.
Bruh, he headbutted the nigga and then like went over and apologized and like hugged him and then tried to hug him twice. And that picture is what happened when he tried to hug him the second time. See what you gonna do? Kiss me, nigga? Come on, nigga. And he just happened to knock him smooth the fuck out. And we was like, because you throw a fight party for a Mayweather fight, because you know it's going to be 3 hours. He not knocking anybody the fuck out. That was like round 7. We was like, so what the fuck we going to do now? That nigga Market just turned the fuck up. I said, hell yeah. Kay Partner did the long break in round 4, I think. And then we was just going to wait till the fight was over. And we thought it was going to be an hour or something. Man, that nigga got up there and he killed that shit, bro. I had the concert speaker set up and shit. Had the studio mic set up. And then I had the one where he could walk around with it. So he was, you know how nigga did Mystery Science Theater where they watch bad movies and just talk over shit?
Yeah.
So he had the ability while he was cooling to just speak into the studio mic and make fun of the undercard shit if he felt like. It was a different vibe, bro. We was in that bit cooling, G.
That's what's up.
Hell yeah, man.
That's what's up, man. Oh.
Yeah, man. Let's jump forward, man. I know I couldn't think of the name of this segment. It's the only reason I ain't tee you up, man. What we call it?
We call it a chop session, man.
That's what it is, okay.
Yeah, chop session. But yeah, you brought it up. We had our show meeting yesterday, as we usually do, the Sunday prior to our Monday show. And my dog talked about what he was going to discuss in the flight deck, which was colonization. And so without him knowing what I was going to come with in this chop session, man, it was funny how everything aligned. And like the reason I brought up that I stuck in that GSTv High on the Hog is they made the trip from Benin in the first episode to the Low Countries, what they call it, to the Carolinas. So they came over to Rice Country, which is Charleston, South Carolina. And then in the same episode, they went to Apex, North Carolina, to this young lady who is an activist chef and she has another title as well, and I forget.
Can I interject something stupid?
What was that?
For you to reference the flight deck and then call it Lowland, North Carolina, and then Rice Land, I was like, where the fuck is he going with this? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lowland, Black scent, Rice Land. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing, man? Like, he trying to get us canceled before we on? What the fuck is he up to? Okay, but go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, so they went to Apex, North Carolina, and they talked to this young lady about she went and she was educated in, I want to say she was educated in New York. And she went back home to North Carolina to take her education back there, to start a farm and everything back there. And her uncle, who's been there his whole life and grew up there and is in the part of a town where like black people were kind of, I guess you can call it, corralled and turned land that white people didn't want into something that was extremely valuable. So they built this community farm, kind of like Haleen did. Larger farm, serves the community, and
white folks end up wanting that land, though, huh?
They want it for this term that I recently, it recently came back into my consciousness, and that term is eminent domain. So like I said, it was funny to go from the flight deck and talk about colonization to a topic like eminent domain. So they telling him that, well, he's got to move now. And because eminent domain, the term means you do own that land until we need it and we want to turn it into something that they say is a public service. So it's for the greater good. So usually that's a school, or greater good is not a police station, but a police station, something that serves a highway. So they turning that area into.
Hold up, bro. We give me some headlines. I gotta just be official. Eminent domain refers to the power of the government to take private property and convert it to a public use. The Fifth Amendment provides that government may only exercise this power if they provide just compensation for property owners. And understand that without the First Amendment, we don't get the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah.
Just for you, not the first one, my bad, the second one. Fuck y'all niggas who be bitching. Without the Second Amendment, we don't get the fifth one.
This nigga stole my whole thunder because I was getting around to how it was written into legislation. But
oh, my bad. You was just when you said this is what eminent domain is, you said something that was real and emotional and spirited, and I just wanted to say something that was clinical, and then I threw my little 2 cents in before I shut up. I ain't mean to cut your kneecap off though. That my bad, G.
You good, buddy.
I was just trying to be here with you and not leave you on the island like I be complaining about when I get on my wild shit. I be like, jump out the boat with me. He was like, for what, nigga? If you get bit by a shark, who gonna save you? And I'm like, you right. You right. See what my dog was trying to say. If we said it, what the fuck I'ma say then? And I was like, okay. I said you got it. But go ahead, G.
Yeah, man. So
these show meetings be fire, y'all. Join the community on Patreon so y'all could get these show meetings. These bitches be crazy. Like, if y'all think these shows get derailed, woo, we put a clock on these show meetings because they be damn near shows.
Yeah, that's for damn show. But yeah, eminent domain is when the government can come in and take your property and compensate you for it, but it's gonna be at a price.
Win in your sales. You like, this nigga really took my goddamn punchline to my joke, and I gotta get it set up. Whoa!
But the reason I bring it up is, and I bring up High on the Hog because I recently had a conversation with a homie who went home to he's from Marietta and Bankhead. Dad's side of the family is from Bankhead. Mom's side of the family is from Marietta. And he went to go visit his grandma in Bankhead, and he showed us. He went to go visit his granny after one of his meetings. And he took a video. He's like, and he showed me a part of the city that he took me to get some barbecue on the side of the road, and we went to his grandma's house, posted up. His grandma lived down the street across the street from T.I. grandparents, and so he was.
I really thought you was about to say he sent you a picture of a part of the pig you hadn't seen before, the tuna.
Nah, not at all.
Pictures of I had never seen before. He sent him the tuna. He said, I seen the rooter. I had never seen the uncooked tuna. Oh no.
That entire 10 seconds is going to be promotional video. It's just wheezing for 10 whole seconds. That's some C.O.D. out of context for your ass. Oh, shit, man.
But I expected Jeremy to have sent you some crazy shit, bro. Like, you said he was at his grandma's house. I said, oh, what she was cooking. Then it wasn't the knuckles. I was waiting for some wild shit. Then you said, oh, this place where he took me to get barbecue. I was like, damn. I thought you left everything anonymous so you could say some wild shit.
No, now we talk about gentrification.
Yeah.
And eminent domain.
So what was there now? I see where you was going now. Okay, I'm focused on, once you start talking about him, I'm thinking about motherfucker getting slapped with honey buns. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm thinking you got sent to a pig anus. You feel me? That's where my mind go first before staying on topic. I feel like an asshole.
Yeah. He showed
the
me.
Nigga asked me earlier how old I was, and you'd think that my answer was not what the fuck my answer was, but where my mind went straight into the gutter. You could tell the winter is coming, y'all, because I'm growing this. Be ready for that in episode about 28. That shit gonna be popping. That ain't a soul patch, y'all. That's a line. That go right there. Y'all have noticed the episodes when I'm drinking, liquor do much more to me than weed do. I just be chilling, yeah. I smoke shit, you know what I mean? But that liquor, that shit get at me, yo. So ain't no big on roofing me because I don't drink like that. You know what I'm saying? What y'all to say? I'm a cheap drunk. I had a nigga tell me some of the best shit I ever heard in my life. He said, hey, young blood, he didn't say young blood because he was a white dude. Let me tell you how he actually said it. I mean, seriously, guys, life's too short to drink well liquor. But I never say it like that because people wouldn't fuck with it if I did. I'd just be like, he was like, hey, bro, square business. Life too short to drink well liquor. And I was like, God damn. And for those of y'all that don't understand, if y'all ever go to a bartender, they be like, let me get a vodka and cranberry juice. Well liquor is when they reach down. They pull up some bullshit that's a big bottle of nothing to pour that vodka for that vodka and cranberry, or that screwdriver, this vodka and orange juice. Top shelf is because they turn around and get that shit up off a shelf. Well, like water down here, well water, top shelf. So the way he said it was very simple. Think about how much better your night is if you drink half as much liquor that's twice as good as the shit you normally drink. And I was like, God damn. Can't get a hangover because I ain't got the monies, and the drinks is twice as good. Let me try this shit out. It was that simple the first time, and after that, I never looked back. I never looked back. I went from Ivana bitch to Grey Goose and never looked back. You heard me? You remember when Ivana came out, bro? That shit was $10 a bottle. I think that shit going for like $30 now.
I've never had this. I don't know what that is.
You never had Ivana?
No. Is it vodka?
Yeah.
That's why I hate vodka.
That's the shit that made me write that song. This shit I'm drinking taste like gasoline. That never got made, but that's the shit I was talking about. That shit was, you make punch with that and nothing else. I dare you drink that as a something and something. Be your last something. We throwing that bitch in the vat with lemons, limes, Kool-Aid, a little bit of sugar. You know what I mean? Some motherfucking you gotta mix that with some Faygo. You can't go Sprite or Sierra Mist, no regular shit. You gotta go Faygo to fuck that shit up. Bruh, make a punch on your ass. Here you talking about take a snow cone machine, get some of that ice in that bitch, then drop some cubes in that hole. Yeah. And that is not the recipe to turtle piss for anybody who fuck with you who listening. The recipe for turtle piss has, and forever will be sugar, water, and green. There is a turtle piss floating around out there right now, and I can promise y'all that ain't the real turtle piss. It's just green. They fucking up the recipe. I had the niggas who be making it send me the recipe they making, and I just laughed. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't protecting it. It just ain't mine to give away. It ain't my recipe. I know the motherfucker, but it ain't mine to give away. Yeah. Sugar, water, green, man. We taking some turtle piss to the next golf match we go to, bro. We gonna fill up some shits, some water bottles, and put them in the bag so we ain't gotta talk to nobody about it. And we gonna freeze two and have one to pop off top. I'm finna take your ass through it, bro. We going turtle piss on the next 18. Yeah. One to end your night, and we gonna have to go every 6, bro. You gotta finish a bottle. I don't think you can make it.
Nah, I'm not even gonna try.
You lost the bet, cuz. I wiped the bet clean. You got to do some wild shit next time we hit the course, bro.
No.
But yeah, man, I derailed the hell out of the gentrification conversation because I got, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna move on.
Give me some headlines.
I'd already tell you that. Give me some headlines.
Give me some headlines, man.
Oh shit!
Shit, we only 114 in, nigga, and we at, you know, we on pace.
So I'm gonna give you some headlines about these fantasy football goings on, man, as we have our Detroit Lions and our Green Bay Packers playing right now. And so the first headline is coming from USA Today. Fantasy football stock watch.
That's one of them times when I be like, that nigga ain't respond to that shit, crazy shit I said. Just be like, oh, okay, yeah, we is making good time. And then move on, nigga. Say something, nigga, damn. That nigga just, yeah. So, football and shit. And I be like, fuck football, cuz. Go ahead, though, man.
Shit a day in your life. You never said football.
I've been kicked off 2 teams.
I thought you quit that team.
Which one?
Oh, was it your senior year? Yeah, your senior year.
At the U?
Yeah.
Man, they had a secret meeting and voted me off, cuz. I ain't even get to speak at it. Because they knew they couldn't kick me off because of the reason for the motivation for why they wanted to have the meeting. And like the coach couldn't do it because it was against NCAA regulations. So he had the senior council have a secret meeting and they voted me off. And the funniest shit, the council was about 6 people. 4 of the 6 got injured. And one of them did not start because he gained 50 pounds and lost his starting job. And the catalyst was I refused to take a workout class because the only time that fit my schedule, I had already set that time to meet twice a week with my faculty advisor, Mark St. Pierre. We kicked it every Wednesday and Friday, and the class was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But we kicked it every Wednesday and Friday at the blue chair, taught economics and what I was gonna do after school and shit, blah blah blah. But we just, he talked to me about whatever homework I had and shit, even if it wasn't econ. That was our time. And I was like, fuck y'all, I'm not changing that. That me and Mark meet during that time, and my grades took a hellified vertical when we set that meeting time 2 years ago. I'm not cutting that meeting time because that shit has existed through all of my college shit. You feel me?
Right.
But they didn't like that I just told them no. They expected me to complain and bitch and moan and whine and complain and make a stink or complain and then do what they wanted me to do. But I was just like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. And then they never heard from me again. And then they started to have the classes and they were like, Dave, why haven't you registered? And I was like, we had that conversation. And then the next thing I heard, they had that secret meeting. But the funniest shit is like, I came into my senior year around like 218. At the time that they voted me off for not taking the workout class, I was 245. Like I told you, one of them niggas lost their spot because he gained 50 pounds, but had the nerve to vote me off because I wouldn't take a workout class. It's about the team. Bitch, it's about getting better and ready for the season. And I don't need y'all to do that. If y'all don't want me, good luck. Them niggas went winless, and I did not miss a home game. It rained every home game my senior year, and I didn't miss one of them. They lost all 5 of them. I wasn't happy to see him lose, but I love football, and I wasn't going to miss a free game. I'd be damned if I miss a free live football game. Shit, that's walking distance that I could be completely hammered and hide, and it's going to be bitches at, and I get to dress up for. Nigga, please. I was out there with that's how I got cool with Kurt, because I used to sit with his mama every game. And she was like, why the fuck ain't you out there protecting my son? She ain't cuss because she's sweet. But she was like, why you not out there protecting my baby? They trying to kill him. And I was like, they ain't want me, man. They ain't want me, boo. And she was disgusted. She couldn't believe it. She said right there, we have a good conversation. They ain't game, bro. I took you on a tangent.
Did you enjoy life more when you playing after it was over?
Fool, it's the only year of college I spent single, and it's the only year of college I spent not playing football. Football, let me break down football for the layman and why these niggas deserve to be paid for you fuck niggas. In the morning, you got to go work out. That's an hour and a half of your time, and then you got to shower and get to class. That's 30 minutes. So that's 2 hours gone. Then you got practice in the afternoon. You got to come in and do training and rehab if you injured. And after week 1, everybody is injured somewhere. So you got to come in, do training and rehab, and then get ready for practice. That's an hour. So now you at 3 hours. Practice is 2 hours. So now you at 5 hours. Then you got film. That's another hour. That's 6 hours. That shit 6 hours a day.
Then you got to do all the shit.
7 days a week. Because Sunday is not an off day. You just don't do physical shit after, so. And my body didn't hurt, and I was in the best shape of my life. I'm talking the traveling, the amount of money I had in my pocket because I could do extra jobs and shit. I used to drive international students to the airport whenever they had to travel for something. Motherfucker was going to do a speech or going for a trip. I got that job. Niggas was paying me $40 an hour to take niggas to the airport. I'd stop and eat at Chick-fil-A because whatever time it took me to eat, I'd make 30. If I spent $10 on my meal, I made $30 a eating. You see what I'm saying? Like, nigga, senior year was fucking amazing, P. I found out about shit I didn't know existed, nigga. Not until my senior year did I know S01E had this shit called crush parties. Where, like, nigga, I got a fucking crush orange soda in my SPO with an invitation on it. It just had an address on it. And I showed up to the party and I found out it's some shit where bitch, they let you know they like you by inviting you to the party and you don't know who invited you, but if you show up, y'all fucking. That's how you find out. Whoever fuck you that night, that's who invited you to the party. And then when I find that out, when I started getting the rhythm, it's a chick that I thought had been shooting me the vibe for a minute. You feel what I'm saying? But she seemed kind of mad because she kind of like, why the fuck is you here? And I'm like, bitch, because I was invited. Like, what the problem is? So I ain't gonna lie, I splack off in the bathroom. And when I come downstairs, it's another chick that's being extremely friendly. And I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this chick? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I only know this person's name. But she will not leave me alone. So I go stand outside and I fire me up some reefer, bruh, because that's a quick way for, I ain't gonna lie, she was a snow bunny. That's a quick way to find out if somebody fucking with you or not, because whether they smoke or not, if you fire some reefer up, they're going about their business and leave you alone if they don't fuck with you. You feel what I'm saying? And that S01E said, and that was something I found out very quickly. But she was still all up under me and shit, nigga. I did a lap around the house just fucking with people. You know how you do at a party, just did a lap around the outside. And she came with me the whole way. And I just finally asked, Shawty, did you invite me to the party? She was like, I've been waiting for you to ask me that shit for 40 fucking minutes. And I'm like, yeah, by now it's 2:30 in the morning, bruh. So I didn't have time to build my strength back up, but I'm like, I ain't no grimy nigga. I gotta take a shower, you feel me? So I walk her back to her shit, bro, and then I kind of do an awkward goodbye, and I go back to the room. Immediately take a shower when I just hear the phone ringing, gring, gring, and I'm like, man, that gotta be dumped, man. That nigga trying to come through on some ignorant shit. He probably want to record or something. Fuck it, man. I pick up the phone. It's shouted. Like, so why the fuck you didn't? Like, long story short, bro. Senior year was a good time, bro. I got way too it. I'm gonna have to edit some of that shit. But senior year was a good time, bro. Like, when I tell you, nigga, I found, like, it's secret societies that I get. I shouldn't have said that out loud. But senior year was crazy, bro. Like, I don't think you even understand, bro. This right here is a reference to something that connect me and T Relly that we never speak on. Probably been a year and a half, 2 years since I talked to him. But he know what the fuck going on. You feel what I'm saying? Senior year was different, nigga. Best year of college by fucking far, nigga. And I had all the credits I needed to graduate. I only needed to take 4 classes. I took 5, but I only needed to take 4. But you have to register for 3 to be an active student and shit. So I registered for 3 both semesters and then dropped 1. Because I'm like, fuck y'all. I know the game. You know what I'm saying? You just had to be in it for a month before you dropped it. Astronomy first semester and then some other shit second semester. I forget what it was. Bro, I ain't do shit but my senior paper and shit for economics. That's all I worked on most of senior year. Econ shit. Senior paper first semester, studying for comp second semester. I ain't do a goddamn thing. I had did all my hard work, bro. I kept thinking to myself, this shit way too fucking hard. It's because I did it the hard way them first 3 years.
Yeah.
That student athlete shit, that student boyfriend shit, that hey, way too many jobs, man. That shit was crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's what I learned the second half of my senior year. Like when I didn't have to play football anymore. It was the first time since the fucking 7th grade I was free for a semester of school. I didn't play a sport for a semester of school. And I realized being a student athlete is the dumbest shit ever. Like if you're not playing a sport that's like
had I not been an athlete, nigga, if you look at my S01E transcripts, I qualify to be a gownsman every semester that we not in season. After first semester, I was a gownsman because I had second semester of the year before. First semester, I just never paid for the gown. I was like, for what? For one semester? Fuck y'all. Because you need 2 in a row. But every semester, I wasn't actively having to go travel at least once part. Even with the workouts and dumb shit, I qualified to be a gownsman every semester. I wasn't playing fucking football.
Yeah.
It's because I was like, man, I'm not doing all that work and shit because fuck it. Straight up. Did the same shit in high school. I'd have a 4.0 second semester and like a 3.2, 3.3 first semester. I'd be like, fuck that shit. I get it out the mud on the back end. I'd take an English and a social studies as my 2 serious first semester and not give a fuck about them. Take a math and science second semester. Dead be chemistry and fucking algebra 2. A. My mom would be like, what the fuck is going on? How did social studies kick your ass? It ain't kick my ass. The homework was 20% of the grade. I didn't do it. I got a 80 in the class. Like, I got 100 on everything I did. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't going to stump me with filling in all other states on the map. I'm not doing the homework for that. I'll get 100 on the test, but I'm not doing that fucking homework. Not if it's a whole section. We're going to be doing this for a week. I'm not doing one of them goddamn assignments. This is I'm talking about these are the habits that built up to where I couldn't break them in college. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing anything I don't feel like fucking doing, bro.
So I need to give me some pages about things that I'm reading, and that was one of them is the atomic habits. Working to break terrible habits.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a very difficult process.
Tell me about that.
As a fucking 35-year-old.
You got to make that one of the segments and the one coming up.
Oh, I plan on it. I told you I don't plan out to like my next 3 Spike P joints.
Bro, we did a whole fuck it on that GSH by that fantasy football. We just had 2 back-to-back shows on it. I think we could ask that. How you feel? Is that crazy?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
All right, yeah, we'll come back to that. Keep them in your black pocket. We renaming back pockets because y'all can kiss our ass. If we speaking on black issues, we have now taken back the identity deed for blackness, and we'll explain further as we get deeper into the year and into Black History Month. But I'd be damned if people who got everything they did by bloodshed tell me how to take ownership over what's mine. Y'all gonna stop telling black folk and melanated people how we feel or what's okay to feel about black shit. Y'all can kiss our ass. So it ain't a back pocket, it's a black pocket. That shit has been colonized by Negroes. You keep your wallet back there to keep it safe away from you know who.
Take it back, brother. That video you sent me today. Take it back.
Put that in your black pocket.
Feel good in it. Feel good in it. What's up, nigga?
And then look at that. They gonna try to figure out how to call me racist for using black and taking stuff with black. Guess what? Black is the new black. I'm sick of motherfuckers saying orange is the new black. This is the new black. That is the new black. When have y'all ever celebrated black? Why the fuck is it positive to be the new black? Look at how y'all treat the old black. Can we be celebrated for a little while for y'all get to celebrate some other shit that's black in a minute? Can we be black for a while and be celebrated? Fuck mattering. Can black be the new black? Watch when they say blue is the new black. Oh, y'all, that's what y'all would like, us to be bruised, huh? That's what y'all would like, huh? Nah, bitch. Black is the new black.
Snitches to be the police.
I'm that nigga from CB4 for the rest of the decade until we cross into the 2030s. Every time you see me, I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, and I'm black, and I'm black, y'all. And I don't care who it make uncomfortable. I love you. Bye.
Yeah.
Copyright 2012. I am what you see, but undefined as can be. Country as fuck. Hope y'all can understand me. If you don't, that cool. You know what I mean?
Y'all heard the bars, man. Y'all heard the bars. Been writing these bars for quite some time, man. Over a decade now. Almost two shit. Almost two shit. Damn near two. Damn near two.
If you count scholarships, I've been getting paid for my poetry since I was 5, nigga. I ain't never not did this shit. My mama told me she let her tell it. I told her I was gonna be a preacher. So she feared she invested all that money into my ability to be a leader and persuade others and what she called wield the tongue like a sword. Something about war and the tongue being mightier than the sword. Some pretty much equipping me with Excalibur to do damage that I choose to do. She fears greatly the resource that she helped cultivate. And I'm like, well, shit. Pandora's box open now, goddamn. I've read that scripture. I've read those books. I've consumed those seminars. I've met with those mentors. I've went to those writing classes. I've sat through those lectures. I've written them papers. And I could say whatever the fuck I want to, however the fuck I want to say it. And it pisses a lot of people off that I choose to curse like I do because of how I can speak if I choose to, or the ability with which I have in the art of elocution and the deliberate choice to say fuck all that shit, to get straight to the nitty gritty. You feel what I'm saying? Was that all that to say, man? Shepherd, yes. Preacher, no. I'm black, y'all. And black is the new black. And we finna take that shit straight to the motherfucking moon. And for anybody who love a street accent, but cross the street when they hear a bunch of street niggas walking down the street having a loud conversation, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know exactly what I mean, right?
Oh, yeah.
If a group of street niggas walking down the street laughing and talking loud is intimidating and make you want to cross the street because of their hoodies and attire, I don't want to hear that shit about street accents and Harlem culture. Bitch, it's hoodie season. Black is the new black, and we back, y'all. Be ready for that track coming. It's gonna be in a commercial. It ain't gonna be on no album, but Black is the New Black coming December 2021, man. PHTIV, FPS photography from C.O.D to Cater Boy Music, third person shooter. Pew, pew, pew. Somebody getting shot. Why not you? Call me now for your ain't shit free reading. You know what I'm talking about, P?
I forgot it. Cleo.
Lord have mercy. Nah, I ain't. I'm impersonating Dave Chappelle silly ass impersonating her. I feel like I get counseled for impersonating a Jamaican. Is that crazy?
Yeah. I don't know. Where did that come from?
I just feel like niggas be trying to counsel niggas, man. And I just want to have a conversation, bro.
It's not real. Nobody actually gets canceled. Like the baby about to come back and have like he about to come back and get hella money, hella endorsements, hella Kanye. They canceled Kanye.
It really itched my nuts.
He got to live in fucking Phillips Arena. Like ain't nobody canceling nobody, man.
When people convince themselves they're persecuted, though. And that's some silly ass shit to be his war that he persecuted on. Y'all remember when I said that wild ass shit and everybody was like, you can't say that. I survived it. I don't want to hear that comeback story. I'm sick of them type of comeback stories.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Get ready to not want to hear anything that Bron got to say.
I read some of the wildest shit ever, bruh. And I love Bootsy, bruh. I love Bootsy. I've been yelling like my daddy ass for like 15 years now. But I seen some shit was like, this man beat 6 murder charges, 3 indictments. He got 8 baby mamas and take care of all his kids. This man really a legend and need to be celebrated as such. I said, beating 6 murder charges is potentially getting away with 6 murders. Now, as a motherfucker who is not in prison for murder, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, how the fuck is that on the resume for why you supposed to celebrate a motherfucker?
That's our community, man. Like, we
getting away with shit?
Getting away with murder is getting away with anything.
Even still, not even getting away with shit. If the picture got 30 dots needed to send you to prison, leaving 24 of the dots on the ground is what you celebrate? What about the niggas who didn't leave none of the 30 on the ground? They don't get celebrated. I talked to you about that before. All of the gangster movies you see made about these niggas over and over and over is only because they got them. You don't hear the stories about the niggas that got away.
Yeah.
Movie called Catch Me If You Can. They get Richard Abagnale ass in the end, didn't they, Leo?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't hear about the niggas who never got caught. That nigga working for the government. That nigga working for the government.
Ricky Ross.
He the baddest forger on the planet. The movie end with him being a fucking fed. That shit crazy, cuz. You only hear about the ones they catch, man. You don't hear about the Kennedys.
George.
You don't hear about their crime saga.
Yeah.
There's a lot of political families. Yeah. If they told you about the wins, you try to duplicate them.
That's true.
The reason you die a hero or live long enough to become the villain is because rarely has a human being ever wrote the end to their own story. How do you know what it is? Take that caper star, Jay-Z. That's a whole last part of the star, fool. You don't know nothing about that shit. You wrote a bar. I done wrote papers on that shit that I ain't even talked to P about. You got to start sending me that. Send me that water article that I'm supposed to be doing for the website. I got writing in me, cuz. Send me my homework.
Square bitty. That's a bet.
That's what I thought you'd say.
Man, we just ended one season and we right back into the season one more again. The PGA Tour ended the first weekend in September. The new season started on, I think it was the 13th. And like now this week we getting into the Ryder Cup. So them cats have like a week off, maybe a week and a half, and then they right back at work, traveling the world, slapping golf balls all over the damn place. And so
what's the grand opening, grand close, and what are those two events for us? For the audience and us laymen?
I forget what the grand opening is. I think it's like this is one of those one-off tournaments that's like it's not a major because they get them time like to warm up for those. But the grand closing is always at East Lake in the A. That is
in the where? In the where?
It's in the A. I think it's in like it's not. Is it Decatur? Yeah, East Lake. East Lake is like Decatur, ain't it?
It is Decatur, yes, sir. East Lake dead ends into East Lake Golf Course where the event is held. And when you drive down East Lake, you cross over Memorial Drive, which goes all the way down into South Decatur and into Stone Mountain and Northeast Atlanta and Snellville. And if you go west on Memorial, it turns and hits into Capitol, turns into McDaniel and goes into the west side, turns into Ralph David if you take the little cuts. But yeah, when Gucci said on Capitol Ave with white letters, no top on, I'm putting together. If he keep going down the street, he'd be on Memorial Drive. He telling you about Decatur. Yeah. So just know that they golf shit in my blood, man. But they don't let niggas like us golf at that bitch. Shouts out to Charlie Yates Golf Course. Literally less than half a mile away. We finna take the motherfucking GSH community out there, raise some motherfucking money, and throw our annual golf tournament at Charlie Yates. Gang, gang.
Square business.
We gonna do that shit the week of PGA shit too, cuz. So the city already shut down and safe. Gang, gang. You with it, P?
Yeah.
Bro, all the goons already gonna be in the city. You know the type of interviews we could get? Hey, bro, I heard you ain't make the weekend cut. Why don't you come play Saturday at Charlie Yates? All right, man, where it's at? Shit, you just walk down the street from where you was playing yesterday. You can have your caddy bring your shit. Bro, we coming for all that shit, man. Go ahead, nigga.
Yeah. So yeah, man, the Ryder Cup is this week. One of the first tournaments of the year. I forget which course it's at this year, but
that sounds like innuendo.
We get to next year this time, when we at East Lake next year to end the season, and I think it's the rankings playoff or whatever the hell it is. Who do you think is the world number one this time next year? So while my dog contemplating his answer, I think
Can you see the chat messages?
Yeah. I was trying to focus on what I was saying. This nigga wrote ride a cup, which is a typo. Rider cup. Cup. Like what cover a dick.
The first one wasn't a typo. It was me typing the sentence version of, I can't figure out what the word for what homonyms that are like sentences or misconceptions or homophones, you know what I'm saying? Something that sound like something else, but it's not it. When you said Ryder Cup coming up, I was like, that sound like innuendo, and you just kept blazing through it. So I sent it in the message because I had to, I'm crying. Look at that. I'm crying dead ass. Ooh, I had to get that out of my soul, bruh. And he said Ryder Cup. And when I started typing it, when I said the first two, I was like, he know what I mean. But this third one gonna make it funny. Oh, I'm inconsolable. I'm crying my ass off, bro. I'm about to die over here. Ooh. Like what cover a dick. Tiger Woods.
That's a bit.
I think his clone body is growing in Dubai right now. And he gonna take them silly kneecaps, that juicy belly, and all that cellulite he done gained from not being able to work out with Marines and swim like a SEAL and hang out with Navy SEALs and do all that crazy shit he do to be in way too good a shape to be a golfer. He gonna get his clone vessel and he gonna come back smacking that bitch 400 yards again, okay? Tiger Woods. Who you think gonna be number one this time next year, okay?
I wanted to be Tiger Woods, to be honest. If I could have what I want, I would love it to be Tiger, man.
Oh, shit.
For him to
I'm just now able to see again, man. I couldn't even Google a list of golfers to give you a real answer, so I just gave you Tiger Woods, but where's Dustin Johnson currently?
I think he around like the 20s, 30s.
Do you have a top 10?
I can get it.
I get that for you. Talk to me about who you think may win from what you got right now, and then I'll give you a current top 10, and let's maybe talk about who enters that top 10 and who falls out. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I like my guy Xander Schauffele. He's one of the names that I expect to be there next year. I think John Rahm may be there next year. Your guy, there's a guy from, where is he from? Hideki Matsuyama. I think Hideki Matsuyama's gonna, and I don't even mean this to be racist at all, but like there are a lot of Japanese golfers that are doing really well, and I think some of them may be American, but I think they are Japanese, and their names slipped my mind.
It's only a handful of Americans in the top 10, man. Fly through them quickly for you. You got Tony Finau, who's averaging about 5.84 points. You got Brooks Koepka, who's at 5.85. At 8, you have Luis Oosthuizen, who's at 6.17.
Oosthuizen.
Yeah, I gave him a whole goddamn Wiener Schnitzel. I made him Scandinavian.
Oosthuizen. God.
I made that nigga Scandinavian like a motherfucker. Say that for
Colin
me.
Morikawa. That's who I.
Now say that nigga name for me.
Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah, just so y'all know, Hazen, that part of the word is spelled Huizen. So it ain't just me. And it's a T before that H. I just didn't put it with the Oost. I just made him Scandinavian. I can't wait to hear that back because I don't remember what the fuck I said because I just trusted where I was at. Yeah,
you made it very Slavic.
I put the parachute cord and I expected that motherfucker to open. When you can read, you expect your brain to do good things, and sometimes you make magic. You feel me? I can't wait to hear that silly shit back. That nigga said, "Who that is?" He said, "Who that is at number 8?" I see why you say these niggas ain't American. I can't wait to hear how you say Bryson DeChambeau. Now I'm saying DeChambeau. See, nigga, you know I knew that one. Don't be that guy. Shouts out to Justin Thomas at number 6. Now I'm gonna fuck all of them up. At number X. At number 5, we got Xander Schauffele. Oh man, I'm Stu Gatson. At number 4, we got Patrick Cantley.
I think he's gonna do well too.
Okay, I was waiting for a correction on the name, the Cantler.
Nah.
But number 3, we got Colin Morikawa. That's a Japanese dude?
Yeah, I think he have Japanese. I think actually he gonna be my number 1 next year. I really like Colin Morikawa game.
Yeah, he's averaging about 8.27. This is the biggest shift. There were small incremental ones up until that point. That was about a 6-point jump. And now we got the guys in the cluster. We got Dustin Johnson at 8.82 average points. And at number one, the first name you actually heard from my colleague P was John Rahm. And I immediately thought, oh, this guy's full of shit. And when I looked up, his eyes was closed. So I throw it back to him. As you hear the top 10, you hear a few familiar names, some guys you spoke about. Who do you think may be popping up? Just give you some names that are floating around that area. You got Scotty Scheffler, Patrick Reed, Tyrell Hatton, Biddy Horschel, Hideki Matsuyama you was talking about, Daniel Berger, Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, Victor Hovland, Abraham Anker, Harris English. Like, you got a lot of guys who would be in the AP poll if we're talking college football, but they're not in the top 10. Who of those guys might sneak into the top 10? And who would you say really got a shot at going number one? And let's give us a few tournaments before we have to make our official GSH picks. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's what's up. Who do I think is going to move up?
But tentatively, in the document on the big board, you can put Tiger Woods. And then you can put whoever your answer is.
That's a bit. I think Jordan Spieth, Roy McIlroy, they're guys those are guys that can move up into the top 10, obviously, because of their crazy.
Will it be consistency or winning big tournaments that are high point earners?
I think it's it's consistency more so than anything, man. Like I know they have those.
You think you're gonna get consistency from Rory? That's interesting.
5-8. Well, for him, I think it's going to be. He finished up. Roy finished up. I know he finished up top 20, maybe top 15, maybe.
Okay. No, I'm saying I read him as far as his rank. I thought you saw something from him that made you think he was going to be going into the year really kicking tail. But I ain't hear him win any tournaments. Leading into the end, the guy who jumped on my radar, and I was like, who the fuck is this dude? Is Finu, number 10. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? He the one who popped up and was like, why is this nigga? Like, he was the reason big names wasn't making the cut for the weekend and shit. And you know what I'm saying? He ain't win one that I was watching, but he kept getting in the mix. You feel what I'm saying? So
that's what that shit is about, man. Like top 10 finishes, top 7 like in golf, man. It's just stay in the fucking mix, man. Like because it's just so difficult, like to win. Like what Tiger was doing it was so fucking unprecedented, man. Like to just go out there and like this one dude just whoop everybody's ass every week. To be consistently in the top 10, top 5, like it's just such an unpredictable sport. Like the more and more I play it, the more and more I realize, like, you got to come out there on, like, to do that shit 4 days in a fucking row. That shit hard, bro. Like, I feel
like Tiger's biggest thing that made him difficult for people to kind of feel is that with how he carried himself, like he was better than you, because at the World where you never really experienced him outside of when he was golfing, because, you know, he was off fucking bitches. But in the world of golf, he was better than you. He knew it and he carried himself like it. And in a world like where he dealt with the stuff like he dealt with at the Masters, like when he won, is he gonna make it collard greens and mac and cheese? Bitches, y'all gonna make it dry casserole and turkey that ain't had water touch it since it was alive? Like, god damn, this shit dry. But anyway, it's really hard to be racist to somebody who carries themselves like they better than you. And I felt like that was the hardest thing about the golf world, trying to figure out how to deal with Tiger Woods early on. How do we make him feel like he don't belong when he beating us by 8 strokes?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do we figure this out? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like when Stone Cold Steve Austin get that real tough, hard-nosed 8-yard run and then run over to Nelly in the longest yard and go, that's how the white man runs the football. Where was they going to get that moment? You feel what I'm saying? Like getting back to the green out of the shag after he done hit that bitch 350 on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's how you salvage a bad tee off, bitch. Like, what do you say to Tiger Woods to make him? You wait till he win and then criticize the menu he gonna choose, so that you try to spoil what victory tastes like. That's what that's what they resulted to.
Yeah,
that is hilarious to me, and that's why when the last thing you've heard from this dude is that he was in a horrific accident, I'm still willing to say in any given year, oh, who's potentially the world number one? Tiger. Because he that nigga, man. He that dude, even if he ain't want to be. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to not be one of us. He that nigga, man. I'm looking for Tiger on the list. I don't see him.
Yeah, he not going to be on there.
But he'll fuck around, come in, finish top 18. But see, that's what I mean by consistency. It's niggas who big names because they won a Masters. And they ain't won a major since. You know what I'm saying? They don't be in the top 10 on a regular basis and none of that. You know what I'm saying? I remember old boy got popping, started dating Wozniak, stopped dating Wozniak, and then he stopped winning and shit. But he's still a big name. And his endorsers not going to let that change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going to make sure he play as many tournaments as necessary to keep his ass active. And they ain't going to say a name, but he was very smug. Like he was coming for Tiger. Like he was going to get the Jack record before he could or something. And now look at him. That shit ain't as easy as niggas think it is. They win and think. It's like the MJ shit, man. You know how many niggas they told, and like this gonna make niggas mad, but you know how many niggas they told you gonna be LeBron, but they ended up not being the next MJ? Cause he actually eclipsed that nigga, bro. They thought a lot of niggas was gonna be the next MJ. They could not figure out how Vince Carter didn't just win championships in Toronto. I know niggas right now who cannot figure out how Vince Carter don't have a championship. Like, bro, I seen this nigga jump from the free throw line and put it through his legs, cuz. All right. You know what I'm saying? I did too. For a decade, and I loved it. But I also saw his team not play T-Mac, not start T-Mac, and then trade T-Mac for what felt like peanuts. Didn't play T-Mac until they didn't have Vince Carter. And then I found out they was cousins. I said, y'all niggas hate LeBron. Y'all need to, like, the Kevin Durant's, the everybody, the Kyries. If Kyrie think without LeBron, a superstar of his caliber could take sabbaticals and shit and nobody say a goddamn thing about it, he not Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? Dennis Rodman, a 5-time fucking champion depoy. Kyrie don't have no hardware. And has not won a playoff series that didn't involve LeBron James. Till he was playing with Kevin Durant. Did not make the playoffs without LeBron. Went to 3 straight finals. Went to Boston, got hurt. They make it to the Eastern Conference Finals with him. He played the next year. They go out in the first round. He leaves. He go to Boston, get hurt. They not a playoff team when he get hurt. They rally and make the playoffs through the bubble. He say nobody should go to the bubble. Because they're not going to let him go because he's not playing. Like, it's just a lot of foolishness with the narrative around Kyrie because his skill level is elite. What he has done with it is not. Them's just facts. It ain't a part of his game that I would criticize other than what I see when I watch him play it. I don't even know how we started talking about the Nets, bro, but they whack, though. Laker Nation, bro. Gang shit, no lame shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how we got to basketball.
That shit fucked me up, bro. We was talking about golf like shit.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, MJ. Oh, LeBron was actually the next MJ. Vince Carter, T-Mac. Okay, how we get from T-Mac to Kyrie?
You was talking about how Vince Carter, they didn't play T-Mac until
He never won
Vince
shit.
Carter was gone.
Not winning shit is how we got to Kyrie, I think.
You said he don't have no hardware. Yeah. You say, yeah, he not a deep port.
I don't remember the exact connection, but I see that. That was after I was already on the Kyrie shit. Damn. Oh, they didn't play T-Mac while they had Vince Carter. That's what it was. Niggas be bitching about LeBron, and I'm like, y'all better be happy that Giannis could force them to sign his little brother before he could dribble. Y'all better be happy that the Lakers is signing the other little brother just because it might make Giannis come fuck with him 10 years from now. You could thank LeBron for that shit because Vince Carter's cousin was on his team and he couldn't make him a starter until he wasn't on the fucking team anymore. He went to the finals with Jason fucking Kidd. T-Mac, the same T-Mac that scored 13 points in like 8 seconds, is related to Vince Carter and couldn't get him to fucking start, bruh. Go look at who was on that team, like Quentin Richardson, fucking Joe John. It's crazy niggas that was on that team. For them to have sucked is fucking ridiculous. Vince Carter got robbed, and he get the blame for it. And that's why I reference Bron, you know what I'm saying? Because niggas be like, it's a lot of things that make Bron. And the reason him and Jay-Z vibe is because, you know, the reason he went from the pauper to the president, because every deal he ever made set precedent. He was going to do that shit how he wanted to from jump. And he didn't care whose feathers he ruffled in the process of getting it done. You know what I'm saying? And now everybody else get to come behind him and they get compared to him. They call it the player empowerment era when LeBron James has played out every contract he ever signed. But every time somebody forced their way off a team, they reference LeBron and building super teams. Who else playing out their contract and leaving as a free agent? Who else is making sure every team they go to make finals? Why you keep comparing it to LeBron? How is it like LeBron? Especially the KD situation. LeBron would have had to go to the Warriors or to the Spurs for you to be able to compare them two situations. Or to the Mavericks for that matter. You see what I'm saying? To go to teams that didn't make the playoffs, he has not went to a team as a free agent that made the playoffs the year before he got there. The whole first year on the Lakers, they kept saying, the Lakers haven't made the playoffs in 6 years because it's the only time in his career that they could try to attach failure to him. Those 6 years were 4 years of Kobe, the year LeBron got hurt, and then the year he was healthy and they won the fucking finals. They could just say 6 years because they were in the 6th year. You see what I'm saying? He was there for 2 seasons and brought a championship. But half of the time he's been there, for a whole year, the narrative was the Lakers hadn't made the playoffs in 6 years. You see how fucking stupid the conversation around LeBron is, bro? You know how fucking dumb it is to say, why couldn't he get it done when he had him in the number 3 seed before he get hurt? And then a team that hadn't made the playoff in 5 years can't hold it together without him. They trade everybody on the fucking roster and he get one other player that's competent and he take that shit and go win a championship, bro. How do you criticize the nigga, bro? Him doing it professional and smooth allow everybody else to do it sloppy. Get fat and tell them what team you want to go to with 3 years left on your deal, and then rework your deal the following season with your new team because they have faith that you're going to treat them right. Just like LeBron. When the fuck did LeBron do that? When he came into the season fat, left, and was in the MVP conversation. How and when the fuck did y'all allow that? Bruh, the reason Joel Embiid is not MVP this fucking year is because he missed more games than LeBron did when he went to LA and was leading the league in assists and was in the MVP conversation. It's like, we can't give it to Joel Embiid if that's the reason LeBron couldn't get it. They be slick trying to avoid giving the LeBron crazy people who remember the bullshit they trying to avoid the freezing cold takes going, I got your bitch ass. They scared of freezing cold takes. You feel what I'm saying? I love that he out there lurking. Fuck these fuck niggas, cuz.
Hell yeah, man. They be on Bron ass.
They be on him, cuz. But man, I keep it real, bro, and tell you what, you know what I'm saying? I got my conspiracy brother hat on, even though that wasn't the segment, bro. My antenna is up. I ain't gonna tell you what it was or what it could be or what it should. I'm gonna tell you what it would. You feel what I'm saying? But P, could you do me a favor, brother, and tell me something good?
Yeah, man.
Everybody talk about how fly they
We wrapped that last session up, or that's a bet. Segment was about golf, and it segued into basketball, and that reminded me of some gentlemen who are doing some really, really interesting stuff in blending the two sports together. We know one of the icons of the game, Michael Jordan, really enjoys his golf, as well as being one of the goats at basketball. But there's a organization who's taken the game of basketball and the game of golf and blending them together. It's called Soul in One. And you can check them out on social media. But they were at East Lake a couple weekends ago, selling some of their merchandise. So they turned the way that the NFL turned Jordan, his retro shoes into cleats. They are turning the retro Jordans into golf spikes. And they are bringing the streets, urban black culture is what they're bringing to the game of golf in the form of apparel. So shout out to the guys. They brought in Ricky Rose to be a part of their some of their marketing. But they are working like Steph Curry is, like Schoolboy Q is, like Jordan is, like.
And it's not about Rick Ross being melanated. It's because he synthesized cocaine and turned it into crack and sold it to his community. That is why they went and got him. It's the street part of it. Yeah, it don't have nothing to do with him being black and popular. Streetwear, urban apparel.
Yeah. But
my bad.
Yeah,
Just tell me something good, bro. Just still give me some headlines. I just heard that and I was like, Rick Ross, that nigga don't golf. That's all I could think. Y'all wouldn't have got that nigga for golf. Y'all ain't gonna get Michael Strahan, Big List Pass, or fucking Charles Barkley or something.
Yeah.
He on Nike's payroll.
Well, I figured they would go get our guy J.R. Smith, man. Now that they have that NIL and he can make more money as NCANT.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they could.
JR finna get the bag.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm getting all the JR merch too. Forget about it. I'm golfing in nothing but JR Jordan. He on Team Jordan, ain't he?
I think so. So shout out.
I'm pretty sure he is from his New York time when he was with Melo.
A&T. Well, yeah, and North Carolina A&T is a school that I think they sponsored by Jordan.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it ain't a North Carolina school. That ain't.
Yeah.
That's
so yeah, man. Shout out to the fellas over at Solon1, and what y'all are doing to bring more kids from the black community into the game of golf, man. Yeah, we appreciate that shit. But yeah, reach out to us because we're trying to get y'all over here. And what's the name of the course over there?
Charlie Yates.
Charlie Yates. We're trying to get y'all over here at the all y'all gotta do is walk down the street, man, from East Lake, and we all at the tournament next year, man. And we're gonna be over there at Charlie Yates. So yeah.
Right next to the YMCA, man. You know what I'm saying? You know it's fun to stay at the. We ain't trying to pay them royalties.
Square bitty. Yeah, man. But yeah, shout out to Solon1.
Shout out to Solon1, man. You just heard something good from my dog P, and this has been Gimme Some Headlines episode 23, where we will always remind you that it is always better to give than it is to receive.